All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Thursday, September 29th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. I'm trying to find my pen as I talk. Great to see everybody here. Just give me a quick sound check. Make sure everyone here can hear me loud and clear. Should be good to go in the next couple of seconds here, folks. Great to see Michael, Andre, Leda, all of us inside the live trading room, that is. Great to see all of us back on social media. The few of us, I'll tell you what, peel back the curtain a little bit here at CTU. There's less people trading when the markets are completely crashing, to be honest. So the SPY ended up just bouncing back above 360, but this whole day, it's just been a bloodbath, right? So obviously not too many people are as excited to trade, let alone look for buying opportunities. Doesn't mean that everything's dropping off the market, though. Beat up until just now is trying to push back up here, but more from the morning heading into the mid to late morning here, ended up seeing this make a strong trend up. It ended up testing resistance off of 4, led to a beautiful pop at that point for just about 70 plus cents. Well, resistance did become support at first, and this led to a nice little bounce, a good little bounce here on the beat trade across the early afternoon, roughly from the 4 level. For right now, it still is tradable. I wish it was a lot closer towards the highs of the day. Obviously, with the market the way it is, we're going to find some buying opportunities, but just even with this, we're not going to be as likely to find stocks that are still chugging along, directly trending up. This stock right now making lower highs. So, hey, for right now, it's tradable. It's enough to put on our main list. But we would rather see this make the break off the VWAP here as support and for this to run up higher soon enough. Tried to do that here, just didn't get the chance to make that pop. So we'll even come back to this stock at the end, the beat trade. It's on our list for right now, though. Now, with that in mind, a couple of other stocks that did pretty nicely for us earlier today here. BBAI, you'll probably see a few different stocks that are charted lined up here as we do this meeting. But BBAI ended up leading to a nice pop early in pre-market hours. Very similar to the other ones. The beat trade, what goes up comes back down, but we ended up seeing support hold perfectly. The first test off major support off of 150 held flawless here at this point. Moved up. I was looking for the higher high, the break and the hold off the opening print off 165 and heading into the early to mid afternoon here. Just didn't get it. I had a stop set right off 164 to take me out in case if this went south. I actually stepped away from my computer. I told all of us that in the trading room earlier. Went away to do a couple of errands, but otherwise came back. This was not making higher highs. It stopped me out for a penny loss. Pretty happy about that in the grand scheme of things. Hey, it's still pushing up pretty nicely here, right? Like still trying to bounce up a little bit. I'm not going to put this on our main list just yet. We're going to kind of come back to this at the end. I'll put this on our side list for right now, the BBAI trade. All right. Now, it's not just that, though. We also had and have SNTI, the stock I'm actually in right now. So really briefly from this morning, after the market opened up, had a beautiful push. It was on our watch list heading into the open. Things were looking very strong out of this trade initially. Ended up running up over 2, rebroke above 2 later on, although it was pretty choppy around there. Well, the historical level that I've been following across the day on this trade, I actually have to flip back to the weekly chart to better show it, but right off of 212, key level to follow from back in June, July, September, sporadically, but for the most part, holding underneath 211, 212 really well. So here, this stock looks slow. It looks like a grinder of a move, but it's all about the setup. It's all about the potential, seeing a stock test or approach a major historical level, perhaps like this. So it just recently bounced off of 2, acting as support. I'm currently in right from 203. I wish I could have had an even better entry, but once I saw the pop, I had a pretty good feel for what could come, and it's been holding relatively well since. So SNTI, I'll put back on our watch list here. It will be on the main list for right now. Hopefully this explodes, if not during this meeting, then shortly after. I'm going to keep I'm going to keep a small eye on this stock as we do this meeting. All right, we got a couple of call outs here from Scott. Calls out some pretty illiquid stocks here. Got to watch out on this one. ABOS. It's pretty illiquid. It's at the highs, though, which I do like, right? It's trend, new high. Let me flip back to my daily chart here because, of course, we had called this out from yesterday. It was making a much better move yesterday morning in pre-market. But not only is it making a new high of the day today, but this is approaching basically the closing bell print back from yesterday, that being right off of 958. It is there right now. I would rather this order book fill in. I mean, if you're a new student, if you're someone who does not consistently make their days pay with CTU, there are better stocks out there for you to trade. Literally, as I'm talking, this thing just went down the toilet. All right, so with that, that doesn't look too good, Scott. We're going to put this on our side list now. I just made me a little detracted by it. Hopefully, it ends up popping by the end of this meeting here. The A-Boss stock. Just watch out for that 958 price. Absolutely. But again, this isn't going to be on our main list just yet. After that shakedown, let's see if there's anything looking stronger, more liquid, Scott, perhaps. Seeing if there's anything moving better with more liquidity on the order book. We'll go from top to bottom here right now. SNTI, BBAI, beat. Those top three we just covered. We went through all of those to begin. I skipped over this IMVT stock. This thing ended up making a big push today off of tiny volume, right? Ended up making a nice trend and move from 460-ish, 465 up towards the high of the day there. You could see off of 660, 662. It came back down. It's possible for this to make a bounce. Do not get me wrong. And at least it's on a better spread right now compared to that other one. I'll come back to the end on this one. Wouldn't shock me if I add the IMVT to our main list. Let's see what else we got here, folks. SSNT. Saw this reopen up early after the market opened, like out of nowhere. Didn't realize it was even halted, but just goes to show on this stock too. It was pretty illiquid at the time. So it's going to go one of two ways, right? Literally, it's either going to continue to move up and potentially run, or it's going to pull back and not offer us anything. And then that's what this unfortunately did. So you don't want to be stuck on an illiquid trade like this or the A-Boss or, whatever the others are. Just would rather have a tighter spread, better liquidity. ADTX, this stock ended up making a beautiful move from this morning. I forgot about this one at first. So this one had popped shortly after the market opened up, 335, 340, up towards that 4 level. I don't think, oh no, it did later on. It broke over 4 finally here. And the first test of a major resistance, especially heading into like crap late morning, lunchtime of the day, you expect a false breakout. So with that, it didn't really break the level in a run. It moved a little bit above the level, but failed to continue moving higher. If it's not going to make that big move higher, it's going to make a big move. It's the other way. All right, let's see what else we have here, folks. ATXI. Oh no, definitely not now. Definitely not now. This one, I thought I skipped over it there for a moment. I was surprised to see it up as much as it even is, but now it's even dropping off a little bit more from this point. And keep it going. See what else we have. MOTS. This was a complete disaster. I think TradeStation even restricted folks from trading this, if I'm not mistaken. Thankfully, they did that. And GSUN, same thing. If you're looking to roll the dice, go to the casino. This is for you. But better trades out there, right? Now, folks, you might ask, why do I say it that bluntly? It sounds like a little aggressive to say it that way. The last thing I want to have happen for any one of us inside this live trading room, the near 100 of us right now, and otherwise folks on social media, last thing Fausto or myself want you to do is blow up your account and lose a ton of money that you don't need to. So, that's where I say you want to follow stocks that are showing a lot more volume on the order book. Market's down, so not going to find a whole lot on the gainer side, right? ETFs, otherwise, SOXS, semiconductor bearish ETF, it's near the high still, a little expensive. UVXY, this one we more so follow. If you do well on UVXY day to day, I'm sure you're going to be following this year into the close, rightfully so. Right now, it's pulling back a bit, which means the SPY is continuing to chug back up a tiny amount off the 360. But either way, right now, neither I'm going to put on our main list at this point just yet. Let's see if there's anything looking even better. Maybe any surprises we didn't catch. I doubt it, but just checking. Nope. You got all these ETFs, LABD, SQQQ, Yang, Webs, UVXY, obviously. The only one of those that we would trade would be UVXY, and otherwise we're going to pass. So, geez, what happened to this SUNL stock today? Oh my God, this thing took a huge hit from pre-market into the open. It actually is shortable and was God bless anyone that was able to get the short off on this trade. I missed it, obviously. And, right now off $1, there's nothing really worth watching about this trade now. All right, we keep it going on a down day. Rite Aid already coming off of news of its own from pre-market led to a beautiful short. This one we were anticipating a little bit more, right? Right from 6 ended up breaking below 550 rather quickly and essentially bottomed out right around the 5 level. Under and over from 5, and from that point now at this stage, it's pretty exhausted, but nice trade from this morning. This one trading a little bit more, volume per minute, perhaps showing a little bit more activity. Still relatively flat for a $20 stock, but CVNA Carvana breaking down below the lows from this past week, already off pre-market, and then when the market did open up, this thing took a huge hit. So this one I'm more inclined to follow as a short, at least trading a little bit more liquidity for right now. The CVNA stock Carvana. All right, that one looks pretty good. What else do we have here? Tell you what, my scanners are all over the place right now. I'm having a tough time trying to sift through the gainers and losers here, folks. So I always say it, but today more than ever, if there's anything that you see that's like a really good long at the highs, I doubt it. But otherwise, a short at the lows into the afternoon, type it now, folks. Let me know. You knew I wouldn't go to the meeting without checking in on NEO, right? So here's XPEV, Chinese EV stock at the lows. And here's NEO. NEO is a fantastic short from today. I wish I held on from the morning, but nonetheless, this is still really weak, down nearly 11% right now. It's just chugging along. It would be simple to add NEO, XPEV, the lead trade, another Chinese EV, is pushing up a little bit there. NEO and XPEV showing more weakness, perhaps. I wouldn't mind adding those to our main list, perhaps. Let's see if there's anything looking even better than that. Here's Peloton. Did Peloton break all-time lows yet? That would make it worth watching for sure. Oh, yeah, look at that. You could just tell back from 19 off its IPO, flew up all the way down now. And it's at basically it's at all-time lows. So we know what happens when a stock is at all-time lows. There is no support, no historical support to say the least. So Peloton looking really good. I like this. A little slow, but the all-time low factor is the thing I'm most interested in. Andre asking about the INDO. Ooh, now this is at least a pretty good pop, right? So, it is pretty, spaced out looking at the spread, the liquidity on the order book. But this is a more recent pop. A hell of a lot of volume has been traded already on this stock. So this one looking a lot more interesting, I feel. I'll jump back to the ABOS, though, from Scott by the end of this meeting. Check out the airlines, the cruise lines, all of that. I saw NCLH down like 6-7% earlier. It was dropping off pretty nicely across the early parts of the afternoon. Maybe around 3 o'clock, 3:15, if the markets are even dropping off that much more, this could be called out. But there's a lot that looks like this here, folks. There's a lot that looks like this right now. So I'm not going to put a 30 stock watch list out for you folks. Let me know if there's anything looking much better than this, but perhaps similar. Let me know what the best of the best is as a short, and otherwise we'll call it. We have a good list so far. I'm personally checking my Benzinga Pro right now, seeing if there's anything dropping off that much more at this time. I see a few like name brands out there, like a Wayfair perhaps from earlier today. Just looking a little illiquid of its own. It's not really trading a whole lot of volume per minute. Really good short day over day, really, from this week, but I'm going to pass for right now. Stock TC, actually, probably not looking good. I got to change my volume filters here on my Benzinga scan. Give me a quick moment. All right, that's a little bit better. The BBAI said, I think we'd come back to this stock if anything. It's on our side list. It's holding strong in relation to this bounce here. So we really want to see this make a move over the opening print and the VWAP. It's at the same price there, off 165 basically. I would initially expect that to be a resistance. So, even if it pops above it slightly, expect the false break first, and then we'll see what happens at that point. But I'll slip the BBAI trade back on our list here. We have the IMVT stock I said was on the side list for right now. It's still just slumping off, dropping off right now. It doesn't seem like a bounce is in play just yet. It is shortable on my platform. It could be a pretty good short with that in mind. It's tradable, but for right now, I'm just going to skip over this here. And the ABOS, just that's done, I feel. All right, folks. I don't think that there's much else that we haven't sifted through just yet. So if there's anything else, definitely let me know. Chuck with his VERU call out, but timely here. Timely. Let's check it out. Up over 3%. It's at the highs. Big volume spike a moment ago. That I like. This is really, or it has been going against the grain the majority of the day. That I do like. So you know what? For right now, it's not up that like famous 5% I look for, but it's at the highs. It's tradable. Looks good, Chuck. I like it. I'll put this on our list. All right. For any one of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube. I don't think I see much on that side, which is all right, folks. I think in total, we have about 7 stocks on our main watch list. That's perfect. We don't need to follow too much, but we want to have a couple of different opportunities. Stocks that are, of course, moving with the market. But hey, like we've seen here on VERU, like we've seen on the beat trade throughout the majority of the day, this beat trade pulling back down pretty steadily now. I may even write this one off our list. May as well scratch this off our list now. Checking back to this stock here. It's kind of slumping back down to 4. Just really doesn't look good. So now we're at 6, but same to be said. I mean, there's definitely some good opportunities from this main watch list. And then otherwise, if you're going to follow your side list stocks, just make sure they're trading good volume and moving with the market to a pretty good extent, right? But for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, I appreciate you folks sticking with me each and every day, each and every afternoon. My availability tomorrow, honestly, is TBD. As of right now, we have the Phase 3 stock course class scheduled that I should be teaching come tomorrow morning. I'm speaking now to all of our students inside the live trading room. But I'm led to believe that my apartment has had power this whole time. So I'm actually in Boynton Beach, Florida, about 4 or 5 hour drive away. I haven't gotten the official word, but I'm going to make the good old gamble later on this afternoon, make the drive back. I should be good. But in the event that I am not and power is somehow out at my apartment, then I believe that Rich will tag in for me come tomorrow. But nonetheless, though, folks, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, suggestions, feel more than free to let me know via email. Josh@c2trading.com is my email. I always like to post it here at the end of these streams. But for Chuck and Leda and Kathleen, Scott, Grant, etc., all of us inside the live trading room, I'll be chatting with you folks coming up in the main chat board. I'm going to be on a coaching call with one of our students from 3 to 3:30. All right, folks. So you'll have Rich on the mic at least at 3 p.m. Eastern coming up. We'll talk to you then. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it today.